So our next slide is the train in the forest, and I want to. I'm just going to kind of raise this here, and I think it's something I'm going to come back to. But I would like you guys to have a little think about what the train in the forest do in this novel, and I've kind of put those up as two kind of ends of a scale, two polar opposites. Um, excuse me. The train is it's described as the iron snake at one point, which is obviously has lots of kind of connotations of deceit and distrust, kind of going back to a kind of biblical analogy. By the way, there's a lot of biblical imagery in this, and you know, at the time of writing this, Ngugi very much embraces Christianity. Much later on, he really rejected the missionary element of British colonization and this kind of, well, I mean, most elements of British colonization, let's be frank, but the enforced religion that kind of came with it. But in this novel, it's really very much embraced, and we get to see, particularly Kihika is held up as a Christ-like figure, and his death is, shown to be drawing on that idea of sacrifice for liberty. But I'm getting ahead of myself. The train in the forest, the train and the forest. The train is obviously, it's a come with the British in many senses. We hear from Thompson of kind of this wonderful thing that it comes through there, and it's an invention of, oh, we didn't think this could happen, but here it is. We will talk more about the train when we look at Karanja, and particularly the final moment of Karanja as he's fleeing without really any place in this new world, and the train rushes by him, and there's an interesting kind of, is he almost trying to catch the train? I mean, he isn't, he isn't deliberately there waiting for it, but the train leaves, it rushes through without him, and is there a sense that the train and the British are leaving him behind, and they don't care for those Kenyans who did stand by them and did sort of help them and support them. It is this kind of symbol of British power, but also we kind of have all these stories of the Kenyans going and meeting at the train station and kind of hanging out there, and so it's a kind of, they've adapted it. They're not kind of using it in the way that the British intended, but that they're taking what has been brought there and repurposing it in some sense.